Hi everyone, I'm Nancy with Ladybugs Flowers and Rusty Decor, and today we're going to be making a sign which I have painted this piece of board already white, so um, but I don't want to leave it white. I actually am going to my go-to colors, which is a dark brown. I'm not using my light brown today. It's my than just a black. So I've done got them mixed up. Or I had done put the black paint in with my brown, which is not going to be just overwhelming with the black. So what I want to do is just paint my board, and I might distress it some, not for sure. But what we are going to do, I didn't finish explaining, is put the word joy on the board. Start painting our letters, which I might just paint this side and set it to the side and then paint my letters, and I am going to paint them red. So I hope everyone has had a wonderful week. I've been busy. We got back baby chickens today, so it's just been a busy week. And other work that I've had to get done. Besides that, and I'm not trying to paint this perfect. Some of that white's coming through it, and I like that. Alright, so we're just going to set this up here for right now. And I am going to start painting my letters. Just a regular color red that's apple barrel. See what it says. Crimson, actually. And we'll probably have to put a couple of coats on these. To get it as bright as I'm wanting them. I wanted to do a few more videos with Christmas stuff. And I haven't had my letters very long, but for about a week, I guess. But I've been wanting to do this. I know for over a month, and just haven't done it yet. Want them to have a rustic look, but want them to be painted evenly. We'll add a little rustic to them. I'll go ahead and set that down because I will have to let that dry a little bit, which it's not going to take long because that wood's going to soak it up. We might have to blow dry, but I don't think so. Alright. So I'm just going to start painting. Well, I didn't get that good and dry. Painting the sides of our board. This was just a scrap piece that I had left over. I'm not for sure from what. Alright, I do want to get this dry because I do, even though we're not going to be using the back side, I do want to paint it. So, on it. But I didn't paint it all the way, so we're going to get this back side painted. And we do want this, got my hand all held out here. We do want this to look rustic, old looking. So what I am going to do, I got a little white paint here, same kind of paint, it's apple barrel paint. I'm just going to kind of put a little bit in there. Just to give it a distressed look. So we are going to blow dry this. Alright, I think that's good enough. So we are going to turn it around back on this other side. And I am going to distress it just a little more. Putting the white paint over the top. And if I think it's a little much, then we'll take the black and brown paint. And go back over it. Just giving it a little distressed look. I always can take your brown and black paint to go back over it if you think you got too much. So I am going to go right here and just swipe over it a little bit where it's a pretty good bit lighter, but that way it does kind of look like a old barn would, making it kind of look like that. Take a touch of the white, and I'm just going to kind of rub it in. All over it. And there we are. Okay. Get a little bit down here on this end. Not a lot. That's too much. Let me get my glasses out. See what I got going on exactly on the sides. I think that's good. So we are going to set this back up here while we get our letters and paint them again. And while this paint is wet, I do want to take just a small amount of the brown and black paint, and I just kind of want to go down the sides, which I can go back over and around to distress my letters just a little bit. And since I put a little bit of that on there, I'm going to go over it with my red. Then I am going to dry it. And go back over it again. I'm going to go back over it with my red. Which is still making it look distressed because I use my red, the same paintbrush, so it did keep a little bit of the brown and black in it. So we're going to do all of our letters. So we are going to do all of our letters the same way. We're going to set that one over to the side and get our O because we never did paint around the outside, which we are going to put some of the black and brown around it. So I'm not going to worry about it being so red. We'll go back over it. After I do put some brown on it. And black. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And I am going to start on the outer part. Just rubbing it just a little. I'm not trying to cover up our red, but just trying to make it look distressed. Alright. Take our red and go back over that. And I am going to blow dry it, and then we are going to take a little more red. Alrighty. think that'll be good. So we're going to take our Y. We didn't get the outside. So we're just going to get it, just touch it up on it. Not trying to be perfect. We do want to make sure we get the whole thing. Now I am going to rub a little bit of the brown across it, everywhere, to distress it. Then take my red paint and go back over that. Then we're going to blow dry it, and we probably will put, alright. So now what I want to do is glue our letters onto the board. And I gotta get my hot glue done over here. To make a mess with. Maybe not as bad. I'll stick it right to my finger. Alright. Give it about that much space in between. Well, we are going to also put our little ribbon over there, or our cloth. So, for it to be down just a little more, it's alright. I didn't measure my board out neither, so I was just pretty much guessing. Alright, that's how it's looking so far. I like it. I'm going to put a little brown paint down here at the bottom of this Y. Just to touch up where I got that glue, and it took off the paint. Now what I do want to do is take my little sander and just kind of go around the edges to distress it a little more. Well, if I can. I could have done the whole board, but I'm not caring about that. Just a little bit here, yonder, and there. A Southern saying. Not wanting it to be too much, just a little. I guess I could just get a little in there. Now I'm going to touch it back up right here. And then I'm going to go over that just a little bit. Not covering up the whole thing. Just where it's not so white. But still wanting to be able to see it. Alright. And that's how it's looking. I want to touch up a little more down here. Not a lot. We do want it to look rustic looking. Old. Alright. So we're going to set this over to the side. This is our sign. Just for a second. And all I'm going to use is this black and tan. Cloth. Tear it. You just rip it, cut it a little bit, rip it, and then take your little pieces that's hanging extra off. Set that over to the side. I'm going to cut just a few more pieces. To rip. Trying to get that extra off of it. It's all not going to come off. I think that'll be enough. I also want to take a few of my little rustic bells. And pine cones. Maybe. Not for sure yet. But what we are going to do is cut off for our messy bow. Trying to keep it about the same length. It's okay if it's not. Alright, now we're going to take a piece of our jute string to make our bow. And all I'm going to do is, this is a smaller piece. I'm going to wait till the end on that. We're just going to loop it just like we did, I think, on one of my last videos. Just make a loop. Well, Just have it to where you got some tails sticking out the other end. Then just cross it, make another one. And just keep on doing that until you get as much as you want. Easy, no big thing to make. Or no big bow to make. Nothing that your kids couldn't do. Or grandkids. So we're just crisscrossing. Making sure that our jute string is in the middle. And then we're just going to take it up. Right where you laid it. This don't have to be perfect neither. Whoop. And then you're just going to tie a knot. And I'm going to make one more loop on it. And our little tails ain't sticking down too far. Didn't quite make them long enough, but that's alright. It's just a little messy bow. We're going to cut our string off. Because by the time you put more material on it and make it longer, it's still going to look messy. So, I think it'll be alright. We'll cut some of them off. And all we're going to do is just stick it up here. I'm actually going to cut that loop off because it's a little long. Let's see where we're going to glue it. Which way we're going to turn it. Pretty much looks like my little frillies. What we're going to do here is just put some glue on the back side. You can see. I'll turn it around. And just stick it up there in the corner or wherever you might want it. We got our little tails going every which way. That's fine. You just fix it over how you want to. That's what I'm doing. We're going to take our little bells. And just stick them up in there, right in the middle. And then we're just going to take a few little pine cones. I'm just going to stick one over here on this side. One on this other side. Not covering it up, but just having it showing somewhat. And I might as well go ahead and stick this one up at the top. Take my scissors right here. I'm just going to go ahead and cut that little loop out. And just make it like it, because it looks more like my little frillies anyways. And to add just a little more color to it than just the rustic look, we might put a few berries. And I'm just going to stick these right down here above our bells. And maybe a little bit of the greenery as well. Just to add a little more color. To it. And what we're going to do with it, we're just going to stick it in behind where it's sticking up. Maybe one more piece of that on both of them. Just kind of stick it up there, blend it in. Let's take these little berries apart. And I'm going to stick them below. Right there. It might need a little more down here at the bottom that I'm seeing in the camera. Either covered up or, yeah, I think that's alright. But anyways, that way you can see it better. I think it turned out cute. And of course we're going to have glue hanging. But I hope that you did enjoy the video. And always remember, you are enough, and have a blessed night.